All right, so now we're ready to do some problems using the terms that we had just talked about in the previous video. So for this particular one, we have a car dealership and they pay a wholesale price of $12,000 to purchase a vehicle. The car dealership wants to make a 32% profit. So this is an example of the dealership marking up the cost of a vehicle to make a profit. So the way that works is you have the wholesale price, okay, and that was $12,000. So that means that the car dealership paid that amount to get the car. Now, they want to add on a 32% markup. So this is going to be their profit, how much they make off the vehicle. It's also important to note that the original amount, the $12,000 that they paid, that is the original. It's the 100%, right? So the question here is, how much will they mark up the price of the vehicle? Show your work and type your answer in the first box. All right. So to figure out this amount, we know that it's 32%. And it's 32% of the original amount of $12,000. So if we want to know how much this 32% is, we're going to have to solve this. So the way we solve, remember, this is parts of a number here, percents of a number. A percent, you could have a calculator that has a percent key, and that's awesome if you do. If you don't, then you're going to have to change this to a decimal first. So the 32% becomes 0.32. Remember, of means multiply, and we're multiplying it by that original $12,000. So let's go ahead and try that out. 32, and this does have a percent, so I can actually type in the 32% of, and I can do the 12,000. So it's going to be 32% of 12,000. And we get $3,840. So that, and I am going to type this in, and I'm going to type it in with a dollar sign. So it's 3,840. Notice the dollar sign goes in front of the number. The second question is asking, after the markup, what's the retail price? So the retail price always includes the original wholesale amount plus the markup. So if this amount is 3,840, we're being asked to find what's the total with the wholesale plus the markup. So we really just take this answer here and we're going to add it to the $12,000. So the price of the vehicle after the markup is $15,840. We can submit these to see if, okay, great, we got those correct. All right, so now we're on to the next problem. We're dealing with the same car dealership and the same vehicle. So in this case, the dealership paid $12,000 for the car. They added on the 32% profit or markup, making the retail price of the car $15,840. Now, they have a special sales event, and the dealership is going to offer 10% discount off the retail price. So after the discount, how much will a customer pay for this vehicle? Show your work. So now we have this car, and they're going to do a mark down. So for some reason, maybe they want to get more customers in, or they can't sell this car. They're going to mark down the price by 10%. So they're getting rid of this. And the question is, how much will the customer pay? So now we want to know, how much is this amount in dollars with that 10% discount? There's actually two ways you can go about this. a lot of students, the first thing they want to do is they figure out, oh, okay, well, I could figure out what 10% of the car is, or of the retail price. And so basically they find the discount, right? So they do 10% of 15,840. And remember, that is the same thing as doing 0.1 or 10% of is times the amount, 15,840. Now, when you do this, you figure out that the discount price, the 10% here, is actually $1,584. Okay, so that ends up being your 10% discount. But that's not really what they're asking us to find. They want us to find out how much does the customer pay after that's taken off. So we're actually now going to have to go ahead and take the original sale price, right? Which is $15,840, and subtract the $1,584. I know these look like nines, but they're fours. So let's try that out. So 15,840. Okay, and so we get a price of, and I am using my dollar sign, 14,256. So let's see if that's right. Okay, good stuff. So that's how much it's going to be. Now, remember when I told you that there's actually another way you can do this? This one kind of combines, well, it does a simple thing up front and then makes this next process all one step. So when I look at this, I know that the 15,840, the retail price is actually 100%, right? It's the total cost of the retail of the car. And I know after the 10% is taken off, that means that the customer is going to pay 90% of the original amount. So when I go to solve this, I actually go ahead and do 90% or 0.9 times the original amount of 15,840. And I just want to prove to you that I still get the same answer as you just by doing this one problem. So I do 0.9 or 0.9 times 1,500, or sorry, 15,840, and I get the answer of $14,256, which happens to be the same amount that we got doing it this way. So it's kind of up to you. Either way works, and that's fine. So let's see what's up next. The next problem is actually combining a couple of things. So here it's telling us that the car dealership pays the salesperson a bonus or a commission for selling the car, and the commission is 6.5% of the sale price. How much commission did the salesperson lose when they decided to offer a 10% discount on the price of the car? So for this question, we're really looking at, we're going to have to figure out how much commission did the person make if it was sold at regular price, right? So we're going to end up doing the regular price. So the regular price R commission, right? Minus, we're going to have to take off the commission that they got if they did the 10% discount. So we're going to do minus the discount commission, and that's going to tell us how much they lost out. Okay, so obviously the higher the price that they sell the car for, the more commission they make if it's a percentage. So, and let's go back. We know that they sold, the retail price of the car is $15,840, right? So if the retail price is that, so I'm going to do this. So we know if the cost of the car is $15,840, we know this salesperson is actually getting 6.5 of that, right? And that is their commission. And that's what we want to figure out. So we want to know what this is first. So I'm going to go ahead and find 6.5% of this, right? So 6.5% of the amount, and of means multiply. Okay, so 15,840 times my commission of 0.065. The way I got that is I know 6.5% is equal to that decimal. Okay, so now that I've found the 6.5% of the 15,840, this is what I got. So I do have to interpret this answer because I know that this answer should be in money form, and it didn't quite give that to me. We would have to add this 0 on, right? We make that 60 cents. So I know here's the commission on the regular priced vehicle. So now we're going to have to find how much would that person have made on the discounted vehicle. So we actually have to go back and remind ourselves. I have to remind myself, here's the discounted price, right? So the discounted price was $14,256. So now we're going to do the same thing and figure out how much they made on that. So it would be 6.5% still, right? Of 14,000, I have to go back again, 256. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out what that is. So 6% times the 14,256. So the commission on that amount is $926.64. So again, the question is, how much did they lose out on? So had they sold it at regular price, they would have made $1,029.60. However, if they sold it for the discounted price, they made $926.64. And so that tells me the difference between the two is actually they lost out on $102.96. Let's submit that. All right, very good. We got it. Okay, for this particular problem, we have to look at a gym membership that was sold. And for everyone that's sold, the gym keeps $42 and the employee who sold it gets $8. And we're asked to find what's the commission that the employee earns as a percentage of the total cost of the membership. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. This is tricky. I got this one wrong the first time I did it. So it's really important that we're reading carefully as to what's happening. All right. So here we have a gym membership cost, right? So here's the cost. Woo! And we know a couple things. We know for every pass or gym membership that's sold, the gym keeps 42 and the employee who sold it keeps 8. Originally, I thought, oh, the whole gym membership costs $42. No, not true. Here's what happens. The gym keeps $42, right? And the employee keeps $8. The question is saying, what is the percent out of the total membership cost, which is 100%? So what percent is this $8 out of the whole cost of the membership? Okay. Couple ways we can go about doing this. All right. The first thing, no matter what, we're going to have to know, what does the gym membership actually cost? Well, if the gym gets 42 and the person who sold it gets 8, that means the total cost is $42 plus $8. It's $50 for every gym membership. Okay? So we've got to figure out what is $8, 8 out of 50, right? This is our first thing that we could do. What percent is 8 out of 50? This fraction, we can actually convert to a decimal and then a percentage, okay? The way we've been doing these, I also want to show you a different way, and I'll prove to you that these both turn out the same way, is you could think about what it is you're trying to figure out. So in this case, we know that the $8 is a commission, right? And we know that these people, the people selling, get a percent of the cost of the membership. So if the cost of the membership is $50, we're finding a percent of 50, right? So in our minds, we're trying to figure out what number do we multiply by 50 to get 8. And if we wanted to solve this problem, we have to think of, okay, so sometimes this throws my students for a loop because they start thinking, oh my gosh, do I do 50 divided by 8 or do I do 8 divided by 50? Well, think of this problem. What number times 5 is 15? Well, you know the answer is 3. And if you wanted to find that answer out, you would do the 15 divided by 5 is 3, right? So this is kind of how I always check myself on what am I dividing. So in this problem, we're taking the 15, right, which is 8 in this case. So we're going to do 8, and we're going to divide it by the 5, right, which in this case is 50. Okay. Now, remember when we went to the first part and I wrote this, 8 over 50, because I know that we're looking for what is $8 out of $50. And do you remember how this fraction is actually the same thing as taking, this is going back to the beginning of the unit, 8, or the numerator, if we take a numerator and we divide it by the denominator, we're going to get a fraction. So let's figure out what that fraction is going to be. What is 8 divided by 50? See, this is what my wrong answer was. All right, so we get 8 divided by 50 is 0.16. Okay. Which, again, since we're solving the same problem, this is also 0.16. Now, that's telling us what's the number we multiply by 50 to get 8, right? They want to know what is that as a percentage. Well, this is not the percentage. It's the percentage as a decimal, right? So we have to change this decimal to a percent. And hopefully you remember, if to do that, you would take the decimal and you multiply it by 100. So we would do 16 hundredths times 100, and we actually get 16. So this $8 is actually 16% of the total cost, which was $50. So let's put that in there. So we're going to do 16, and if I do percent, it kind of messes it up. So let's see. All right, we got that right. Good stuff. So let's see. We're going to use some information, I believe. All right, so now we're at the same gym. If an employee, okay, so they sold a family pass. So a family pass is actually $135. So they sold a $135 pass. For what's the amount of commission they get to keep? Well, this is where we go back to our last problem, and we have to look at what's their commission. They make 16%. That's the answer to our question. So they get to keep, 16% of the cost of the membership. So our job is to figure out what is 16% of 135. This is an easy one, right? We've been doing this all day. So 16% as a decimal is 0.16 times 135. Let's try it out. Oops, that didn't go in right. And our answer, they get to keep 21.6. Now, the problem with my answer is, first of all, I know that's dollars, so I need to put that in. $21.6. Well, that doesn't really look like a dollar amount. So to make it a dollar amount, I actually put a zero on the end because that doesn't change the value. So I know that this employee is going to get $21.60. Let's check it. Check it out. All right. Awesome. So now you should be able to figure out how to find commission, how to find sales tax, how to find markups and markdowns.